Greetings, fans, and welcome to a brand new college football season and to St. Vincent football coach Bob Colbert's video blog here on stvincent.edu. I'm Jim Berger, and I'm joined as always by Coach Colbert. And this week, the Bearcats will open up the 2009 season traveling to Westminster, Maryland to face McDaniel College at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Coach, it's been a while since we last talked. I'm sure you're doing well. You're looking good.
Thank you. I'm always feeling good.
Well, it's been a long time, like we said. I'm sure you guys have had a pretty busy and productive offseason. Can you take us through what goes on in the football staff in the summer months?
Well, particularly since we finished last November, the emphasis was on retaining the players that we finished the season with. That's always a big deal in Division III. You almost have to re-recruit your team. And we did lose some players, but we tried to focus on the players that are returning. Since the spring, since we finished up our spring drills, the kids left campus. They were given an off-season program that we hoped that they followed, and that led to us reporting to camp with 140 players. And right now we're at 135 players. So the program is healthy in terms of numbers. As I've said a couple of times before, it's healthy in terms of the numbers in each class. So we're about equal now to the rest of the teams in the league here. But since the off-season, or since the summer, the main emphasis has been on recruiting our players, making sure that they're okay academically, and for the staff, tweaking some offense-defensive schemes as we do every season.
But what does that mean for the team to be almost on par experience-wise with the other teams in the conference?
Well, as I told our players, we're running out of excuses in terms of being young. We're no longer a young football team. We have as many freshmen, sophomores, and juniors as the rest of the teams in the league. We're still a little bit thin on the senior class because that was a class that started here in 2006 when we actually didn't even play a season. They just practiced. So we only have about 7 seniors. So that's the only class that we're a little bit thin in compared to the rest of the league. So I've told our players, you're no longer a young team. You're about equal to the rest of the teams in the league. So now you have to start competing and winning games that win your fair share of games now.
And you said a large recruiting class. You almost have to recruit a new team almost every year. What does that say for the health of the program, recruiting 60-plus players, getting deep recruiting classes each of the last 2-3 years?
Well, I think it speaks well of the school. The school is attractive. St. Vincent is an attractive school to high school players. And I think that the football players that we've recruited have bought into the idea that we're building this program and that they have a stake in it. They have a sense of ownership in the program because they're on the ground floor. So I think it speaks well of the program being healthy at this time. It said we're coming off a 1-19 2-year run here, and yet we're still able to attract 60 players, and we feel like we've got some very good players in that class.
And you said so many guys back from last year, all but one full-time starter really on both sides of the football. Now that those guys have been in college football, a lot of them, some of them full-time 2-year starters, what's that going to do for the team?
Well, hopefully they've learned from those experiences. You know, they've been beat the last couple of years, and in some cases beat badly. So now they've matured physically. They've matured in terms of the mental aspects of the game and how to play college football. And also it'll bring about some leadership now because we have some 3-year starters on our team. That's the one thing we've always lacked in this program was senior leadership because we didn't have players who have gone through the program. Now those guys have been through the program. They can tell the younger guys what to expect and how to compete, and they know our expectations as a staff. So I'm hoping that experience of having those guys, some of them, again, will be starting for their 3rd year, that experience will benefit the entire football team.
Well, the team has been in preseason camp for, I think, 16 days. And this camp was wrapped up on this past weekend with a scrimmage at Hiram College, 2nd straight year. It was like the unofficial kickoff to the season. How'd that go?
Scrimmage went well. We've got all the players in there to play. All the players got at least some reps, and that was important to us to take, particularly young players, to get them some college reps. So everybody got to play. You don't keep score in that situation. We're not allowed to keep score in NCAA rules. And the first half of it was a game type situation. We did well. We held our own, and I felt like that we improved vastly from last year when we scrimmaged, and we had a hard time keeping up with them. But this year, I think that we did fairly well against them, and our kids came away thinking that had it been a game type situation, that they would have had a favorable result. So I was really pleased with it. I was pleased with the effort that we got from the kids on offense and defense, and even on the special teams, we were able to kick some field goals and get some kicking in there. So it was a beneficial scrimmage for us, and I was pleased with it. The staff was pleased with it.
Now, as we said, St. Vincent opens up with McDaniel this Saturday afternoon, the second straight season. Coach, I know it's a little early, but I know you've had a long history with the McDaniel program and the head coach. They beat us last year 38-7 in opening day. It was a pretty even game for most of the first half. It started off well, and then McDaniel kind of just took over in the ground game in the second half. What do you expect to see from them this year?
I'm expecting basically the same offensive and defensive schemes. They don't change a lot. They've been running those types of systems for years. The thing that we have to do is improve. Obviously, we were in the game up till halftime. I believe we blocked a field goal attempt right at the end of the first half to keep the score close, but they did dominate us. And I think what happened is their size and strength took over in the second half. Well, again, I'm saying now that shouldn't happen. We're about equal to everybody, and McDaniel is a team that we feel like we can compete with. They are a solid team, though. They have some experience. They have a lot of starters back on defense. So the strength of that program has always been defense in my mind. I guess I competed against them at Bridgewater, and we had some very talented offensive teams there, and they were able to do a good job against us defensively. So I think that their strength has always been on defense. But I'm expecting a good game. It's a good atmosphere. It's a good Division III atmosphere. McDaniel is the summer home of the Baltimore Ravens, so they have nice facilities. It's a place where you can sit around the hillside on the visitor side, and it's really close to the action. It's just a great Division III atmosphere. I'm expecting a nice crowd over there, and I know that we'll have a nice crowd following us too.
Another chapter in the AFC North rivalry between the Steelers and the Ravens.
There you go.
Well, I know you've been asked this a lot as we enter the new season. What are some of do you have any predictions for the upcoming year for your team? And I know you said you expect them to compete in every game. They're out of excuses. What are some more, going deeper into some of your expectations?
Well, I expect us, as I've said, to be more competitive. I really thought, and I believe that we were competitive in 8 out of 10 games that we played last year, and that means that we were in the games. I don't think we competed well against the champion Thomas More or against the perennial powerhouse Washington Jefferson. But I expect now to be in those games that we've competed against, and I expect to close the gap between Thomas More, Washington Jefferson, and ourselves. That's my expectations. Wins and losses, that'll take care of themselves. But I believe if we play up to our capabilities, we're a fast football team. We have speed on both offense and defense, and that presents a problem to a lot of teams. If you don't recruit speed, the old saying is, if you don't recruit speed, you chase it. Well, I think there's going to be some teams chasing us this year because of our overall team speed. So I think that's going to result in a more competitive team for us, and hopefully that give us an opportunity near the end of games to win the games that we were in last year.
Well, Coach, I know I'm not the only one who's excited for the season to finally get underway, and I have the chance to sit down and talk to you every week. That does it for this week. I invite you to send any viewer questions you might have. You can email them to me at jim.berger@email.stvincent.edu. Coach, thank you again, as always.